Well, welcome to the Citi Business Festival. It's the month of June and it's always an exciting period to be in the month of June because of the Citi Business Festival. I am Vivian Kailoko. I'm sure you're wondering, what am I doing here? This is actually a mango farm in Dodowa. The name of the farm is Hendy Farms. I've come here because in this year's series, we are visiting real farms, talking to people in the industry to have a practical understanding of farming here in Ghana, agribusiness, and all around the industry. For this month, we have something new and exciting. We have the Agri Fair from June 20 to June 22nd at the Afua Sutherland Park. Come there if you're in the industry. You can be an exhibitor, you can take part in meeting people, networking, among others. In a minute, I will speak to the people behind these farms on what they do, what is the vision behind this farm, what does production look, because they add value to the mangoes, and what does the future hold for this beautiful farm. And of course, we'll look at the challenges in the industry and how we can solve them. Exciting one coming up. Stay with us. I'll be right back. Welcome back. I am Vivian Kailoko. Thank you for sticking with us. So let's go into the discussion. I'm excited already at Hendy Farms. Let me speak to Sandra. She's one of the owners of the farm. She's going to take us through what they do here, why they decided to go into farming, why they even chose Dodowa. I'm sure you're also wondering, is it the weather, is it the land, whatever. And then at a point to take us into the plans for the future, production, everything. But Sandra, welcome to ChannelOne TV. We're excited to be here.
Thank you. It's a pleasure, and thanks for visiting us.
Great. Why did you decide to go into farming?
Okay, so first of all, we're actually accidental farmers.
Oh.
So we happen to fall into farming and agriculture by accident. We're second generation mango farmers. Okay. Farm was inherited from our father, who passed away a number of years ago. Okay. So it's a very mature mango farm, and it's in the mango belt. So we didn't necessarily choose this, but we're within the Dodowa Somanya mango sector. That's right. So it was automatically a mango growing area.
So Dad was into farming already?
Correct, yes.
And you decided to be a part of it. People these days want to go into farming, but somehow they don't know how to go into it and all that. Was it Daddy who was able to change your mind to be a part of it? Or growing up, you had always wanted to join what Daddy was doing?
So this was in his plan all along. He was actually an engineer, and this was a pet hobby. It was supposed to be his retirement plan. So we've always grown up with a little bit of agric background. He did rice farming in the past, so we've understood it a little bit. So taking over the farm was an organic step. And being part of it, we didn't have any agricultural background. We had to learn from associations that we joined within the area. And we also learned on Google, which is our best friend. We've grown steadily in it, and we're able to add practical knowledge, practical food processing habits, and practical knowledge to it generally. Yes.
Right. We want to have a feel of, you know, and if you can allow us to walk through the farm, a practical feel of farming, and we're excited about the mango thing. But what is it like in this? First of all, how big is this place?
So we farm on 20 acres, so we're fully populated with mango. We grow 4 varieties on the farm. The most popular one is Kate, and we also have Kent, Hayden, and Palmer. So it's purely mango farmed. Okay,
I'm sure you showed me the difference between Kate, Palmer, and
Hayden and Kent. We'll show you. So the differences are usually in the leaves of the trees, also in the shape of the fruits, the taste of the fruits, the fiber that the fruits have, and sometimes even the aroma.
So these names are from the industry, or you give it? Or what?
No, so these are original names. These are the exotic mangoes, and those are the original names that they have.
Okay, so I'm sure by the time I leave here, I can look at a mango tree and figure out what is. So this one, for example, which?
So this is Kate. This is the most popular variety in Ghana. And on our farm, we have about 80% Kate.
Okay, okay. So what we see on the markets are the Kate one,
the big round ones. Generally, I think it used to be called Salon mango, and it's the big ones that you find. Those are the Kate variety.
Okay.
Yes.
Right. So has it always been the 4 varieties, or you've been infusing the different ones as you went along?
Yes, so there's been some intercropping to add on new varieties that are less resistant to, say, disease, or more popular for export. So like a Kent variety is more popular for export, which we don't grow that much, unfortunately. Because we're doing more processing of our own, we absorb a lot more of the Kate.
So what percentage of the products go into the Ghanaian market, and what are you sending out?
So about 70% is on the domestic market, and our export is now actually limited. We're not doing any fresh export. Everything is going into value addition before we export, and then we have some export added value products.
So let's look at a typical day in the farms. I know some farmers wake up very early. I don't know what it is for you, and some have to wait for the weather, all that. But what's it like on a mango farm?
Okay, so for mango, we have 2 seasons a year. So we benefit from 2 seasons within this area. A typical day on the farm is very early starts. Wake up, the farm hands. We have farm hands who live
5, 6, 4?
Yes, absolutely. You have to wake up and catch the early rise. So it starts with a bit of scouting. They do pruning. We do clearing of the land, so making sure the land is sanitized, so it reduces infestation and disease on the farm.
What do you mean by you prune, for somebody who is not, you know,
right?
you're the expert here, but for some of us that
so
don't
we
know.
will demonstrate that for you when we go into the plot 2,
side.
which has some mangoes in there.
Our Mr. Up the tree is going to do the pruning part, right?
Yes, so this is generally what happens if you're pruning down a very mature tree like this. So they will typically climb in and take out branches to be able to open up the canopy. It's
so the opening is to enable the tree
to enable the sunlight in, to reduce the canopy size. So it also means the fruits that you get are better quality. You don't get as full a yield on the tree as it would overweigh the tree, and then you also get better quality generally.
I'm going to prune my tree when I get home. Okay, so that doesn't take long, depending on the size of the tree, right?
Depending on the size and the number of trees that need to be pruned. Yes. So it's a little bit intensive, but they do it gradually and steadily.
Okay. So in a day, like how many trees can you cover in pruning?
So if you have a gang of 4, they are able to go through maybe 1 acre of land and be able to cover enough trees on that acre.
Wow, and this is 20 acres. So over a month or more, they should be able to be done?
Yes, which is why we also do it in stages. So we do plot by plot. Makes the work a little bit more efficient and reduce workload for the staff.
Okay, so this is plot what?
This is plot 2.
Plot 2,
so, so these are easily pruned back.
Can I try?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Welcome to farming.
We're going to switch. I'm going to let you hold the microphone today, and I'm going to try. I hope I get it right.
If you come on this side, you'll probably be able to get a better.
I actually love planting and gardening, so I'm sure I'll be a pro at it.
Yes.
I hope my cameraman is getting it. I see that I'm forcing it out. So that's my work for today. I think I can get about $500 an hour. It's the City Business Festival. We're at Hendy Farms in Dodowa. Today we've come here to look at the real farming industry, what goes into farming proper, what goes to value addition of some of the produce we get from farms. And our concentration for this episode is the mango farm. Of course, at Dodowa, and the name of the farm is the Hendy Farms. We'll be right back. Stay with us. You're still watching Channel One TV. I am Vivian Kai. Look, thank you for still being with us. We are still in Hendy Farms at Dodowa, and this is a mango plantation. We're speaking to the owners of this facility who are taking us through everything you need to know about the mango farm, from planting all the way to production, value addition. Earlier, I was speaking to Sandra, who took me through why they started mango farming and some of the things around farming, what a day looks like. I'm going to go to Rita. Now, I haven't told you this, but this farm is owned by two sisters. So Sandra was the first one I spoke with. I'm moving to Rita, who is a co-owner of this place, and she's going to take me through harvesting and value addition among others. Rita, welcome to Channel One News, the Citi Business Festival.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having me in your farm today. So it's interesting. I see a beautiful mango tree with lots of fruits on it, and I believe it's ready for harvesting. But what does it look like to harvest? Or take me through what harvesting is like.
Okay, so for us, harvesting time, so we're in harvest season now. We have 2 seasons in the year. So harvesting now will be between June into July for us.
So just 2 months?
So over the 2 months, yeah, we'll harvest everything that we have grown on the farm for this season.
Okay, so earlier Sandra was showing me how I can detect a fruit, the mango, when it's ready to be harvested. So I'm going to test that, or you can test me on that if I get it right or not. So she said that the end point will be brown.
Right.
So this is brown to me. I don't know whether it's brown to you.
It is brown, yes.
And
so this as well.
This is okay. So I'm doing well, right? So what goes into the harvesting?
Okay, so when we come up for harvesting, so we have all the stuff ready. We harvest into crates. So Mike is here. Mike will demonstrate now
Hi, Mike.
the harvesting process.
Okay. So
he identifies the fruits that are ready, and then he will cut and then place into our harvesting crates.
I see they've cleared this part already, and you have a full basket, which maybe we're taking away.
Why not?
But I'm seeing some interesting things happening over there. Some yellow gallons. Is it part of the whole, or what's going on there?
So we have bees on the farm. So we keep bees. So this helps with pollination of the mango flowers. Helps to ensure we get good quality fruits, and we also get the byproduct of that being honey from them. Yeah.
But how does that work? You release the bees, or how does that work? I'm interested in that.
No, so bees are very much creatures who can look after themselves. So they have their job and they know what they need to do, which is pollination. So we have the bees in there. They go out in the mornings and forage for nectar, and then they come back in, make their honey. And we're lucky to get fruits at the end of the season and honey as well from them.
Okay, so they're not restricted, but you have to be careful when you're going around.
Absolutely, yes. You do have to be careful around them. So main thing is not to get too close to them if you're not well suited, or use fragrances, strong fragrances around them. So I can
go close to them.
I would advise not to.
Yeah. I'm here with Rita, one of the owners of this farm. When we come back, we'll look at production and value addition from this plantation. Stay with us, we'll be right back. Welcome back. My name is Vivian Kai Local. Thank you for joining us. It's the month of June, and that means you have the Citi Business Festival, and it's because of that I'm here today at the Hendy Farms in Dodowa. I've come to a mango farm. I'm meeting with the owners of the farm who have taken me through a lot from when the mango is planted, and at a point we're going to go into value addition of the mangoes. But remember, it's an exciting month. This month our topics are evolving around 4 key topics. We have the personal finance, we have SMEs, we have the technology, and then agriculture. So also remember, for this month we have something new and exciting. We have the Agri Fair from June 20 to June 22nd at the Afua Sutherland Park. Come there if you're in the industry. You can be an exhibitor, you can take part in meeting people, networking among others. But let's come back to Dodowa, where I'm here with Rita Brobe as well as Sandra Snowden, and we're looking at what goes into their farm. Earlier I took you through the plantation all the way to pruning to harvesting, and now we're going to go into value addition, which is a big topic now, considering where we want to go as a country. And then we'll look at what the future holds for them in the industry. So ladies, thank you for sticking with me. The whole day has been with me, and I'm so grateful for you guys taking time to join us. So let's talk about value addition. I was in your shop earlier and I saw loads of things that you have developed around the produce. take us through what you're doing in terms of value addition.
Okay, so for us with value addition is we're working entirely with mango, which is our main raw material that we have. So we have a range of products. So we have dried mangoes.
Okay.
We also make mango jams, mango hot sauces, mango popsicles, as well as frozen mango.
Okay, so what led you into moving into the value addition? Because we see a lot of farmers in Ghana, and for that matter Africa, sticking with just the produce and not wanting to veer off value addition because of what it comes with. Why? What pushed you into going there?
I think, well, exactly that is when you're just dealing with raw materials, you don't have as much control if you're selling just raw. So we realized we needed to actually change what we were doing and not just be selling fresh fruits, which is very much seasonal. Our fruits are seasonal, so we needed to have a product that we would be able to sell all year round. So we started off with the idea of what we could do.
Okay.
Maybe initial thoughts might be fresh juice.
Yeah.
Again, it's fresh, so your shelf life isn't very long.
Yeah.
So this moved us into sort of exploring things a bit more and then coming up with more shelf-stable products.
Yeah.
So this is when we developed our hot sauces, our jams. So these are products that we can produce when fruits are in season, but then we have an outlet to be able to sell it all year round. Even when mangoes aren't available fresh, you can always get a very, delicious product from Hendy Farms all year round.
So let's look at marketing and distribution and all that. You were saying earlier that when you started the shito thing, when you went to the market, people loved it and you sold out the first day and all that. From your story, it looks like you've been received beautifully by, the local market and out there. How was it penetrating both the local and the foreign markets?
So I think because we've been to a few markets and we're present, we're able to interact with our customers. So we get a feel of what they like and where they are able to shop. So we know they like to go to artisanal shops, maybe community shops. So like a Migmart, which is one of our favorite shops we sell at. It stocks made in Ghana products mainly. So because we interact with customers, they're able to give us feedback and we know where they prefer to see our products on the local market.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, running a business in Ghana and Africa is not easy. It comes with a lot of, challenges and all that. And running a production line, there's issue of power. Having a farm, there's issue of land and so many of these broader challenges. Which ones really hit you and how have you maneuvered your ways around that, or whether it's policy or whichever way?
So there's a number of issues. Some pressing issues at the moment, I'll probably say, is logistics. So our road, we're in Dodowa, so our road coming
You have
into,
bad roads.
Thank you for saying that.
Really bad roads.
So the road coming to our farm and facility is terrible.
Yeah.
So that also affects distribution.
Yeah.
So getting products into Accra is a challenge in itself. Even trucks coming to harvest fruits or to load and distribute get stuck in the road.
And I can
So that's
imagine
one big issue
the
that we
raining
have.
season, what it would
Correct,
be like.
yes. So during raining season, when it's heavy rains, it's almost a no-go area. We have to find different routes, and we're not isolated.
Yeah.
We're in a community, so there's other farms and other villages and townships along us. So they all get affected by it.
So roads, which is something
roads,
almost all of us talk about as a
yes.
country. So the roads
So
thing.
roads is one major issue that we face. Another is also personnel. Skilled staff, because we're again in Dodowa, it's very difficult to recruit in this area for skilled personnel. So you have to recruit from Accra, and the distance is also a second issue.
Yeah.
So getting good skilled staff and
So in this
retaining
case,
them.
what kind of skills are you looking for?
So for here, we're looking at farm staff. It's fine. We're able to recruit locally. But for production and processing, it's about getting a QA, qualified QA, getting sales, marketing, and general manager. Those are the sort of positions that it's a little bit tricky to fill or to retain the staff.
Long distance.
Yeah.
I mean, the long term. So road infrastructure and then skills. Is power stable here?
Power is
It's
not so
okay.
much an issue. It's okay, but we're hybrid, so we use a bit of solar technology as well. So that powers irrigation and fertigation. Very soon we're hoping to be able to transition and use more solar power for some more of our equipment.
So apart from these two, any other challenges?
The big one always is funding. So funding is always an issue that looms around everybody.
Yeah.
It's to be able to scale up, you need a certain amount of money. And if it's about interventions, then it's about getting access to funding at good
Rates.
Yes.
But we see a lot of
always talk about.
Yeah, we see a lot of ads running now, banks offering good rates for women in agric and all that. Is that really what it is, or
Yes,
it's a myth or a fallacy?
Yes, that happens. I think there's a few people who've been able to access those funds. We're still in talks with some banks to be able to access some of that facility, but it's a process.
Yeah.
And also, if you don't bank with those specific banks,
Yeah.
you need to now transfer your account and your business to them, and it takes a little while. So it's not as straightforward.
Okay,
Yes.
but how do you deal with a lot of people complain about the workforce, the how they behave, the time and the lackadaisical at all those. Do you have those challenges, or it's okay within your industry?
Yes, I think sometimes we do. For farm base, it's a lot more about incentives. So giving them incentives. For farm workers, it's about maybe they're able to work, farm on the land, so their food source is guaranteed.
Yeah.
For processing staff, giving them bonuses, making them a part of the business. So giving them a sense of belonging and being a part of the company. And I think that's what is helping, being able to keep the workers satisfied and happy.
Right. Well, the funding part, what would you, if the president or policymakers were watching now, what would you say they should do to improve funding for Ghanaian farmers who really want to scale up and move things to the next level?
I think there should be more access to funds, lower collateral limits. I think a few banks also have agri-desks, which are increasingly helping, so you can go and talk about agribusiness. It's not so much a risk anymore. And we're all hopeful and looking forward to the new Women's Development Bank, which will be in motion very soon, we hope this year, which should be more accessible to small-scale processing companies and women farmers.
What will you say to somebody who wants to go into agriculture, into mango farming, whether it's a woman or a young person hoping to go into agriculture? For your final thoughts, what advice would you tell this person based on your experience with what you've done so far?
Well, I think maybe just simple as I would say, don't jump into it too fast. Actually do your research. Speak to as many people as you can within farming, not necessarily mango, just different areas of farming, and actually understand, the ups and downs of it all. And also to understand the full value chain for what farming is, and actually then position yourself somewhere along it and make sure it's something you enjoy, because once you do get into it, you have to make sure you will enjoy it. Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
So
I think innovation. So don't be bottlenecked into thinking it only has to be agriculture and just growing the fruits or the vegetables. But think beyond that. So again, think around the whole value chain. So it's not just about growing, it can be processing, it can be inputs dealing, it can be logistics, it can be anything. So there's so much that you can think about. So more research, think on it, and make sure you're settled into what you really want to do.
Is it profitable?
Yes, it is, but it's very challenging. So. Yes.
I'm told when it hits, it hits. But, the point to hit is which I think you guys are done with that. And you're at the point where you're, ticking that hit box. But thank you so much, ladies. Sandra Snowden and Rita Brobe, owners of Hendy Farms. They've been with us today for today's edition, where we're looking at people in the value chain, the agricultural value chain. They own Hendy Farms. They are into mango production and also adding value to mango. You can check out their products in some of the major shops in the country, and also go on Amazon to get their beautiful products as well. In a bit, I'm going to take you to the product section and take you through what they produce. And later, I'm going to speak to a very interesting lady who is helping players in the agriculture sector to maneuver their way in this challenging industry. You don't want to miss that, especially if you plan to be in this industry. We'll be right back. Well, it's not easy to be in the agriculture industry because of the plethora of challenges that are in the industry. But there are persons who have been able to research in the industry, understand the industry, and offer support to persons who want to be in the industry. And I'm honored and lucky to have one of such people, Mavis. She is with Mavis. You own Impact Food Hub, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. So Impact Food Hub is one of few of such groups here in Ghana who help people in the industry to maneuver their ways, whether it's funding, whether it's skills, etc. So I'm going to pick the thoughts on from Mavis and how you can be a part of it or what they do. Mavis, thank you so much. We've taken you a whole day today, haven't we?
It's been a pleasure.
Yeah,
Yes.
because Mavis, came with us to the farms and all that, helping us to understand the issues as well. What do you really do at the Impact Food Hub? What's it about? For those who don't know what you guys do.
Impact Food Hub is a leading company. We support agribusinesses. Like we say, we offer tailored support services. So basically a consultancy. We're there to bridge the gap between research, innovation, and industry. A lot of the time we hear that, oh, there's a huge gap between research, innovation, and industry. We recognize that SMEs struggle, especially those in the agribusiness space. There's so many challenges. You heard Rita and Sandra, talk about some of the things the challenges that they have. But for us, we are consultants who have technical experience. So it's made up of food scientists, food technologists, chemists, agronomists. So anything to do with the technical disciplines when it comes to agribusiness, whether it's food production, value addition, or marketing, the full value chain. We offer support services. We help develop products for people. So we're big on food product development and innovation. And we worked with Hendy Farms on one of their products, which is the mango shito. So yes, anything to do with certification as well. You want to certify your product, you want to do an audit of the facility, because obviously when the regulators like the FDAs and the GSAs come to your institution, you need to be ready for them to assess. So we help facilitate the process by getting people ready, auditing the facilities and putting you in readiness. We offer marketing support, training, capacity building. We are very big on that, because we recognize that there's so many challenges and they need the right mindset, the right skills, the tools to navigate. So we're big on training, anything that has to do with the processing itself, training on that, or any other part of the business that you want us to come in and support. We do that, we offer those services as well. There are a number of things that we do.
There are a lot of things you're doing, but what made you go into this? Are you a farmer yourself?
Well, I was into research. I'm a food scientist by training, and I worked with a government institution for 17 years.
Wow.
As a research scientist, I became a principal research scientist, and I was, into research. Most of the things that we're developing, like they say, ends up where? On the shelf. So really, it got to a point where I noticed that I could translate some of those research into outputs that could really help people, grow in that space in agribusiness. And of course, once I'm a food scientist, it means my area of specialization was food processing, value addition. So yes, I noticed that having the research background, I could create that link because we realized there's a gap to, close, to bring industry and research together. So that's why I decided, at some point
to go in there.
To go into
Has it been
this.
worth your while?
Well, for me, it's been a journey because the main idea was to help people. The main idea was to make research look very practical, because I think that was one of the challenges that, I had in my profession, where, people wouldn't come because they felt it was too academic.
Yeah.
So for me, that is where I get my strength, my motivation, and I'm learning through the process, because there are different challenges that come every day, So it's been a journey. I'm enjoying it, because every client who comes in comes with a different challenge, and like we say, we tailor the services, to meet their specific needs. So that in itself is really exciting. You're working with different things, and different. Recently, we added production, because we're getting a lot of people requesting for support for food production. Exactly. So you have a farm, you don't know what to do with it, or you have a crop you want to,
add value to it.
Add value. We come in to assess the farm, do soil analysis, tell you the state of the land. We advise on varieties.
So you are the go-to, you are the fixer, you get it done.
Yes, we do, and we do get it done.
And how easy is it to be part of what you do? Or what's the process that people have to go through to be part of it? For example, let's say I have a farm, I'm doing maybe pineapple, I want to add value, I want to export and all that. How do I come to you, and what do I do when I get to you?
All you need to do is, pick a phone and call us, book an appointment.
Okay.
You come in, and then we assess what your needs are or what your asks are. And then we draw a plan for you, very tailored plan, which spells out exactly how we're going to roll out, the plan that we have for you. Agriculture is Ghana, like I put it. Agribusiness is the future. We have a lot of young people who want to venture into it, but they do not know where to start from.
Yeah.
And sometimes our interventions are, okay, let's bring them together and give them some, capacity, some training or something. But sometimes we don't add the technical support, which is what we are big on, so that they can really understand, because it's a science as well. People forget that. You're talking about value addition. You don't just combine food, you have to understand what you're doing. So of course, that ties into our capacity building program, and we are looking into having a program that we're rolling out in July, which is an agribusiness launch pad and accelerator program for people who want to go into the space, people who are already there, who want to expand. So we'll talk a lot more about production, smart farming, food processing, and the business aspect. And of course, we'll have a lovely field trip to Hendy farms to see what they're doing, So definitely we're putting out the information out there, and people should sign up when the time comes.
You see, as I will be there. But thank you so much.
Thank you.
Mavis, thank you so much for helping us and taking us through what we can do to be part of the industry. I'll take a quick break. When I come back, we'll wrap up here. I'll show you some of the lovely products that are coming from this farm, Hendy Farm here in Dodowa. And then I'll tell you a bit more of what next for this Citi Business Festival edition for 2025. Stay with us, we'll be back. So what do we have here from Hendy Farm? So these are all your final products, right?
Interesting.
So what is this?
Okay, so we have here our mango jams and hot sauces.
Okay.
So it serves as preserves and condiments. Okay. We do also have our unique honey, which is also
the honey?
here. So here's our honey.
So that's your honey?
Yeah.
That's it. Mango blossom honey. Okay.
Yeah.
And over here,
so
same?
Yeah, so this one is our mango mixed with hibiscus jam.
Okay.
As well as this, but different containers.
And what is this?
Mango moringa hot sauce.
Oh wow, this is the famous one I've heard from Rita and Sandra. So this is a hot sauce.
Yeah.
Okay. And how much are these retailing for?
50 cedis.
So this is 50 cedis. Oh,
yeah.
Nice. Okay.
And we have Heritage Brewery. We collaborate with them.
Okay. So this is what, mango juice?
Yeah, so it's
Mango tropical ale. Oh wow.
yeah.
Okay.
So they do patronize our frozen sliced mangoes as well as our mango puree for their products. And we do have our mango body butter for your skin. You can have a feel of it.
Smells really nice. Wow. Like I can smell the mango and then the shea in there as well.
So we've got you covered. It contains shea, cocoa, baobab, and mango oil.
Wow.
And we have frozen sliced mangoes and mango popsicles as
Oh,
well.
I would love to try the popsicle.
Great. And there is no preservative in it. So
Wow, so this is 100% natural.
natural. So for your kids, for everybody, we've got you covered.
Thank you very much, madam. I'm going to enjoy this. Well, it's been an exciting day at the farm here at Hendy Farms, a beautiful mango farm where two sisters are adding value to mango, planting it from the point all the way to adding value to give us products, whether it's sauce, whether it's oil, whether it's jam, and what have you. And thank you for joining us for this edition, part of the Citi Business Festival. I am Vivian Kai Loco. Stay with us in the month of June for the Citi Business Festival. See you soon. Bye-bye.